Welcome back to the Mason clan, and we're still in Australia for this episode. We've said goodbye to all the family and we're leaving the Hunter Valley behind and heading to the coast of New South Wales. We're off to spend a couple of days with an aunt. Now, on the drive to Tari, where she lives, we spot another tourist route, the Lakes Way. So, let's go and have a look at some of the coast of New South Wales. The road was actually quite busy from everybody coming away from the lakes, and it had been a bank holiday weekend, so obviously there was plenty of camping traffic. The first stop for us though was Seals Rock, and this was a beach we'd actually had recommended. We were worried about parking, but we managed to grab a space big enough for the van. Well, it was a good beach to start with, getting the sand between our toes, and at the far end was a very busy campsite. For a Monday afternoon, there was still lots of people using the beach and enjoying the surf. Oh, I wish Blackpool Beach was like this. There was no way we weren't stopping for a paddle. After a walk along the beach, we headed back to the van and moved on towards some of the lakes. The first lake we came to was Smith's Lake, and here we were able to pull into a picnic spot to take a look around. We also met a local who was, I'd say, living on his bike, and he was taking a bath in the lake with his dog. The Lakes Way Drive weaves between beaches and the lakes, and there's plenty of cars parked up on the side. But there's picnic stops where you can stop and have a wander. But for us, we were heading on to Forster, and there was no issues on the roads here at all, even for a bank holiday. There were plenty of people out and about still enjoying the weather, be it on the water or on the beach. For us heading to Tari, we managed to find some parking on the Manning River. After a restful night, we headed out with the family in their car. They were taking us to the Ellenborough Falls. This was something we'd have never have found, so it was a bonus to have their local knowledge. There's a couple of options for walks from the car park. The longer one taking you down to the bottom of the falls, or like us, you can take the shorter one, which took in a couple of viewing platforms. At the car park, there was also a sign about koalas, so we were hopeful that we might manage to see one here. We were up and away from everybody else. Surely they wouldn't evade us here.
Nice waterfall.
We headed to the coast for lunch with a stop at the marina at Port Macquarie, and an unexpected visitor joined us, and we saw some pelicans too. It wasn't honestly the best day to go to the beach. It was quite windy and overcast, but there was still plenty of people enjoying the time there. And for us, on one of our stops, we spotted some dolphins, although Stephen did question my family, saying, "Are they sharks?" You do have to be quick to try and get some footage of them. No sooner have they appeared out of the water, they've gone back under. But my patience paid off, I think. Our family had one last stop in mind for us, and it was a drive through the rainforest to this lookout point, which gave great views, I'm sure, on a sunny day along the coast. But hey, we're British. We're used to a bit of cloud and rain. The next morning, and the weather still wasn't much better, but we were back in the van and heading north on the highway. We were aiming to try and get somewhere near Coffs Harbour, as there'd been a fish restaurant recommended to us to stop at there. Hello everybody from a windy but no longer rainy New South Wales. We're currently at a reflections campsite at a resort called Mooney Beach. Now we've joined a club, I would guess you would call it, which gives us a discount to campsite fees. So this one with Hookhook's customers about £24 a night. So the beach is down there. It's not really beach weather, but I am still in a t-shirt. The facilities, there's fire pits, barbecues, there's a camp kitchen here, table tennis, and just up there is our little van that we've got. Once again, the facilities are excellent. The camp kitchen having everything you could need: microwave, hot plate, fridge, seating. The bathrooms are as you would expect, with a family bathroom as well as male and female ones. There was a laundry, and we really like the little doggy hut. Okay, pitch 20 is us. Well, as you can hear, the birds are deafening. We've got the bin chicken, we've seen a bush turkey, but there's some new green birds flying around here. I need to mention the caravans as well. These are definitely nothing like you get back home in the UK. The one at the side of us has a flap that pops down and there's a blooming TV on the side of it. Now, our usual motto is pitch and pour, but it was no weather for sitting outside and enjoying lunch, so we had that in the van. Now, the tide here does come in quite quickly, and by the looks of it, these people out fishing got caught out and ended up on a sandbank. Around the beach area, there is a kitchen area that people use, and we did see a camper van stopping off to empty the loo. There are signs though that say no overnight parking and alcohol is prohibited. To the other side of the campsite, we've got a creek with a bridge that crosses it, but it was closed off while we were there for repairs. We took the short drive down to Coffs Harbour the next day for lunch at the restaurant we'd had recommended. Parking was easy at the marina, and there was another camper van there that looks as though it was staying overnight. Now, I had pre-booked a table the night before at the restaurant, but it was easy to walk in and get one. I love my fish. Mr. M's not such a big fan, but he was happy with his fish and chips, maybe a bit of a taste of back home. And the view out of the window was across the bay, and we spotted some whales migrating. Now, we're here in October, and this is the migration season of the whales, so we're hoping to see this. After a very leisurely lunch, we took a walk along the marina to the headland. Here there's a nature reserve, and there was plenty of people walking up there looking out to see if they could see any of the whales, and we were lucky enough to spot some. Okay, so it's a bit like the dolphins at Port Macquarie. It's a quick glimpse of them before they disappear under the sea, but it is still quite special. Back at the campsite, and we got blue skies, and it was much busier. The place had come to life. We headed down onto the sandbanks for a wander, and there was still pools of water around where people were enjoying a paddle or a swim. Now remember I mentioned the birds that we'd got here. This is them. How beautiful are these? And trust me, they were overly friendly. There was plenty of them hopping around on the edge of our pitch, and some of them got a little bit closer to say hello. And beyond the birds, we had a couple of these that were enjoying chasing each other about. Our final night here was a perfect one to sit down with a glass of wine and just watch the world go by. We've loved our time at Mooney Beach. Now the next morning we were heading off again, so it was egg on toast for breakfast before nipping to the dump point. I can also tell you there's a good supermarket area not far from this campsite before you get back onto the highway. With blue skies ahead, we're motoring up the Pacific Highway. Where will we go to next? And will there be a koala bear for us to spot?